would surprise everybody? If I actually showed up on time, or at the very least not as late as usual. Nobody would see this coming. Everyone is still waiting like, he's going to be like 15 minutes late today. I got some people asking too, hey, is this like college where if the teacher's not there for 15 minutes, we can leave? Yeah, you guys can leave, but you'll miss the show. Yeah, you're not being tested on it this time around. You're not being tested this time. There may be tests in the future, but I promise, man, it's not going to be too hard. It's going to be questions about titties, most likely. A lot of freaking titties right here. Yeah, latent folding chair. Ha ha ha. Not right now, man. Not right now. Hell yeah. I may still be a boomer. But I am here. Yes. That is right. Not two chair. Dude, you drinking? I am actually. I'm drinking tea though. Because I have to rant about this because snow. I am not a fan of snow. Not anymore anyway. That's one of those things that most people change their opinions on snow as they get older. So when I was a kid, it was the coolest thing ever. I got to go sledding and go on those inner tubes and just play around all day. If enough of it fell down, I got a delay or a full day off of school. And, it was the best. And now that I'm an adult, yeah, I've gone from looking outside, seeing the snow, and going, yay, to, God damn it, I have to drive through that to get to work. Although that's not a problem anymore since I work from home. Now it's more like, God damn it, I have to shovel my damn driveway because I have to leave tomorrow. So I'm not really a fan of snow anymore, since, becoming an adult and getting my house. Yeah, snow is... Oh, yeah, and let's not forget when it blows the power and or the internet out. Yeah, not really much of a fan of that. I get a little bit annoyed when that happens. Say, where's my dragon? Okay, fine, there you go. There's your dragon. You can look at that one now. All right, yeah, cold weather is shit. Much more of a summer person. Actually, I don't mind cold weather because... I don't mind the summer either. See, my only problem is sweating. I can't fucking stand that. But with cold weather, you could just run a furnace and boom, there you go. You got reasonable temperature. It's the snow that pisses me off. Yeah, another thing that pisses me off about snow is when it freaking destroys my trees too. Every year it seems to be happening recently. The damn global warming, am I right? But it's like fucking June. My trees the leaves are coming out all nice, and then we got like a foot of that really sticky, wet snow just tears my trees apart. Yeah, not really a fan of snow these days. Not really much of a fan. But I'm putting up with it, I guess. I'm putting up with it. So we shall see, man. We shall see what happens. Yeah, 4 wings. Yeah, Shota dragon. See, I don't know. There's a little bit of a bump, so it could just be a flat one. Yeah, that is right. Well, I mean, I'll leave it up to your imagination. I think this one was an original one, so I'm not entirely sure what it's supposed to be. Yeah, I don't know. Maybe you can figure it out. And Beefy Love Shot, thank you for the 2. Bigger Ladoni Mobile, Asia Argento or Jamie Markey? Well, right now, Jamie Markey, because she's still active, at least. I think Asia Argento kind of left the public scene after she was, outed as a giant freaking hypocrite. And John Bob 008, thank you for the $20. Dang, just paying my dragon taxes. Also calling in now. Your Indiegogo campaign is going 6 figures. Oh, I wish, man. If that does happen, yeah, you guys are going to make my day, man. Yeah, you guys are going to make my fucking day if that happens. Kind of like this fan art. Look at that. So line art is ready. Yeah. Any new followers? Too? Colored version coming soon. So let us take a look. Boom. Excellent job there, Donder. Very good. Yeah, I cannot wait to see this one colored. This is gonna be one of the better ones. Yeah, that's some good shit right here, man. But yeah, I mean, see, I will say, if nothing else, I think the amount of really talented artists that see our characters and want to do fan art of them, if that's an indication of how successful a campaign's going to be, I think we would have this in the bag if that was the indication. So I hope it goes well, but I mean, I don't want to get my hopes up, especially since, was it just a few years ago? If you made 10,000, you were like a god in crowdfunding. Oh my god, he made 10,000 on a comic book. Yeah, so I don't want to get my expectations too high. So I'm actually pretty good at that. I'm always expecting the worst. So then when the worst doesn't happen, I'm pleasantly surprised. Yeah, people say, it's like, oh, aren't you miserable living like that? It's like, how the fuck could I be miserable? I'm always pleasantly surprised that things are better than I imagined they'd be. Now, how could I be miserable under these circumstances? It makes no sense. But then again, people don't make sense. So there is that. And DCV Titan, thank you for the 2. Cold weather, good. Snow and ice, not so much. Yeah, especially the ice. Oh, man. And also, another one, too. So today, right, like literally within a few minutes of when I was going to go out and actually shovel my whole driveway, one of the neighbor's kids walked up to ask if they could, if I want to pay them to shovel it. I probably would have taken him up on that offer, honestly, but I didn't have any cash, so couldn't do it anyway. And then that just pissed me off even more because it was nice, fresh, untrodden snow that's really easy to shovel and get out of the way. And now, now that the kid walked up and down my driveway, my shovel keeps getting stuck on all the compressed snow down there. Dang it. I know he was trying to help, but he ended up making things even more annoying for me. But yeah, not at that point, I'm just nitpicking. Yeah, that's how snow works. Yeah. Oh, it's at 10,000. My word, good sir. Yeah, that's pretty much what it is, man. A campaign makes it to 10,000, or back in the day, you were a god in crowdfunding if you made 10,000 off of a comic book. 6,000 was a huge success. Comicsgate is what turned all that around. Okay, so then, Candy Quest, thank you for the 2. That dragon needs hugs and head pats. Yeah, so that's just why I brought the dragon back up on screen. And Greg Lefson, thank you for the 5. Was watching the clown show Dem Debate, would rather be here talking about plot and backstory. Wait, are they doing another debate? Why the hell do they keep doing that? Do they really want to keep making pro-Trump advertisements, basically? Every time the Democrats have a debate, they're basically saying vote for Trump. The current batch that they have to choose from, there is no good option. They all suck. Yeah, I want my Interspecies Reviewers episode 5. Hey, tomorrow it'll be out. We're gonna have to wait a little bit longer for the fan subs though, since all of the official ones keep dropping it. We're gonna cover that shortly though, but it's on its way, man. Interspecies Reviewers is going no. As much as the NPCs try, they can't take it out. They fucking can't. They're not going to be able to. I'm going to explain as we go on. So, boom. 23 days before the launch of Blade Devil. So you want to see if this scene ends like your favorite hentai? Yeah, I've seen this hentai before. Well, check it out. Although, funny enough, if you want to know exactly how this specific scene ends, that is one of the pages we actually have up. So if you go to my Twitter, it's going to be right there. You got well, actually, it's not the pinned tweet anymore. Dang. Yeah, it's a little bit further down. Ooh, maybe I'll just repost the pages again. That's a good idea. But yeah, I did tweet out the first 5 pages. Still, everything is subject to change, of course. But yeah, that's where it's going. And yes, I do still have it. Pre-launch campaign is going to be up all the way until the launch starts on March 1st. So if you want to make sure you don't miss it, sign on, man. Sign on for the mailing list. Also, going to be getting some discounts. I mean, I know you guys want your titties for less shekels. That's always good. That's at the Shit Skull Gang. Yeah, that was, one meme and the name stuck, but that's how it works. Yeah, they're mansplaining to her. And look at that manspreading right there, too. Look at this. Now, this is some hardcore manspreading. Yeah, this is bad, man. This is, so much fucking manspreading. Hey, and Ron Type, thank you for the 125 Filipino pesos. Why are you always expecting the worst, says the hypocritical one who says thinks positive. By the way, saying be positive indicates negativity already. That's true. If you have to specifically be told to be positive, then either you and or the person saying that are already in a place of negativity. Yeah, meanwhile, I mean, nobody has to fucking tell me. It's like, oh, think positive. Oh, no, like Home Alone. It's like, no, you think positive, Frank. I'll think realistic. Like, that's basically me most of the time. Yeah, I like to imagine that the best might happen, but I'm not relying on it. That's one of those things, man. Like I was talking to Drew last night, in case you missed it, the guy who did Captain Love, which is a pretty good book, by the way. And we brought that up a little bit with him. You don't want to be the guy that bets your entire life, basically, on one of these projects, because you don't know how it's going to go. I've seen some legitimately spectacular projects that don't even get funded. Meanwhile, I've also seen some complete garbage that has no problems making like $10,000, $20,000. But hey, that's just how it works. It's all about marketing in the end, really. Yeah, so we'll see how it goes. But it's too random, I guess. There's too big of a spread. I don't want to. Now, maybe if we release the first book, we'll have an indication of roughly how much the second may do. There is that. But I try not to do that, man. Yeah. I would say, Toxic Man, baby. He's right. Yeah, the whole shit skull thing. Yeah, made that name up as a joke. Yeah, it was just part of the meme. Yeah, we were just doing the man-spreading memes and things like that. And yeah, the shit skull gang was the name that stuck. And now that's what's sticking too. Yeah. Yeah, especially since these guys aren't even really a gang per se. Yeah, you'll find out when the book comes out, but they may look like the stereotypical Fist of the North Star villain gang or something, but they're actually this world's equivalent of special forces. So they're not they're not really a gang. So they're actually oh man, we're gonna have to show some of them being badasses. I mean, we absolutely do have to. Yeah, we don't see, because Ashara may be powerful, but she's not a Mary Sue. She does need help from people from time to time. She can't do everything alone. She's not Rey. Yeah, actually, at this point, let's not say Mary Sue anymore. Yeah, I think Rey is the new one. Rey is the Rey is the new version. It's like the most extreme version of Mary Sue possible. So Ashara is not a Rey. Yeah. Oh, man, actually, see, Toxic Man, baby, you weren't supposed to reveal that. He said he did bet his life on Blade Devil. If it gets less than 100,000, the device in his heart's gonna blow up. Well, at least he left out the part that I'm the one that put the device in there to motivate him to work harder. But, thankfully he didn't mention that part, so no one's gonna know. The guy on the right becomes an ally, but he's an asshole, kind of like Vegeta. Hey, spoiler alert! Yeah, Matt Ray Sue. Yeah, Ashara Palpatine. Hey, that would be... No, see, Palpatine doesn't exist in this universe. I mean, this isn't a long time ago or in a galaxy far, far away. It's in a completely parallel universe. It could be happening right now. That's right. It could be. Could be. Yeah, work harder. That's right. Oh, shit. So, and Eric Johansson, thank you for the, 100 SCK. And a reminder, Corona-chan is unironically going to go pandemic. Take care of yourselves. Hope all goes well with Blade Devil. Will it be in digital and physical? So, thank you for the well wishes. Funny you bring that up, but first I'll answer it. Yes, it will be physical and digital. And, our progress has been hampered a little bit by the coronavirus. And I'm not making a joke either. I'm dead serious. You know how Donald DeLay had his problem. I mean, Brutus the Badass is ready to ship, but he's using Print Ninja, who are in China, and they're closed down because of the coronavirus. And who was it? John Malin. Same problem. His printing is going to be delayed because his printer's in China and they have the coronavirus issue going on. Yeah, so, I haven't been spared from that either. So, my minor timing inconveniences are a lot less than the people that have to live with that shit. But yeah, coronavirus is actually affecting Blade Devil progress a bit. When the trailer comes out, there may be a few unfinished pages in there. Let's just put it that way. That's that. Even Blade Devil should have its own alternates. Oh, you mean like South Park style? Is this where evil Ashiara comes from an alternate universe and you can tell she's the evil one because she has a goatee? Yeah, we could do that. Yeah, that would work. It would be just like that South Park episode. Yeah, and Runt, thank you, the 5. Just a comment to show I care. Well, thank you, man. Oh, that's a cute avatar you have there, too. But yeah, I have no message. I got your message, man. Thank you for caring. And Grim Lord's Games and Rants, thank you for the 666. Perfect. Looks like the removal of Ishuzoku Reviewers from most platforms has turned us into Ishuzoku pirates. Yar. Yeah. Well, in the West, you kind of have to, man. Oh, hey, and Gun the Legend, thank you for the 20. Hey, RGE, my bro, time for the clown show and laughing at Clown World. Oh, yes. And we got some good ones today. There is a lot of well, that's the case every day. God damn it, 3 times a week. And there's always stupid shit to laugh at. People just won't stop doing stupid shit. They won't fucking stop. God, what the hell? That's fine. That's fine. Let's get into a little bit. Oh, hey, Drew, aka Mr. E. Hey, thank you. Welcome back, too. Thank you for the 2. Keep kicking tail. Looking forward to your book. Hey, I'm looking forward to the next Captain Love, man. Yeah, so by the way, the next Captain Love book is gonna be the book itself isn't launching, but on Valentine's Day the pre-launch page is going live for that one. So yeah, it's pretty close. We're pretty close to the next one there. And Emery Stapleton Reigns, thank you for the 2. Star Trek did the evil goatee thing first, by the way. Well, no, Star Trek may have done it first, but South Park is the one that memed it. Yeah, they did a whole episode where all of the main cast had evil versions come in, and they had goatees, except Cartman, because Cartman's already evil, so his goatee version was good. And then at the end of that episode, the regular world's characters wanted to actually keep the alternate universe Cartman because he's not a piece of shit. So the regular universe Cartman tore off his alternate form's goatee so they couldn't tell the difference to make sure that they send the right one back. Yeah, that was some good times right there. Yeah, because that's how you can tell who the evil one is. If you got 2 identical people and one has a goatee, the one with the goatee is evil. That's the trope. And South Park memed the hell out of that. It was perfect. Dang, man, this is some good tea too. I just opened up a whole new box. That's absolutely perfect. Man, just right before the stream started, it's all nice and hot. Yeah, nice and hot. I started at the perfect time. Okay, let's get the Clown World shit though. We talked about Prince Cuck before and the whole royal family thing. Now we know who's really wearing the pants in this relationship. Meghan Markle could make $100 million this year, says media executive Simon Huck. $100 million for what, though? That's the question. She's almost like Paris Hilton at this point, isn't she? Just famous for being famous. She was an actress for a while, and then she married into royalty, and that's kind of where her fame is. But, just being famous is enough to get people to want to team up with you and make money. That's how it goes. Man, it would be nice if Blade Devil made $100 million. It's impossible, but that would be nice if it happened anyway. So Meghan Markle could be on her way to financial independence and then some after stepping down as a senior member of the royal family, along with husband Prince Harry. Well, if he, quote-unquote, stepped down as a member of the royal family, does that mean is his title going to get revoked too? That is a thing that can happen, isn't it? Yeah. Well, we'll have to see how they respond, how the royal family does it. So the former American actress and her British husband said they are focused on gaining financial independence as they navigate their new lives outside of the Queen's control. Yeah, the Queen was probably trying to protect, Prince Harry from what's about to happen to him, and he decided, like, nah, no thanks, Grandma. I'm going with her. So, and there is no lack of opportunity for Markle to bring in the bacon. Yeah, she's the man of this relationship for sure. As soon as the Duke and Duchess of Sussex made their shocking announcement in January, leading branding mogul and Kim Kardashian BFF Simon Huck said his agency was flooded with huge offers for Markle. Okay, chat, how much do you guys want to bet that at least half of those offers were for porn? Like, be honest, man. How much you want to bet at least half of those offers were porn? Because that's what always happens. Yeah. I mean, fuck, everybody gets porn. Actually, I haven't gotten any porn offers yet. I haven't gotten any yet. What the hell's up with that, man? So obviously our agency was flooded with inquiries from Meghan, mostly from porn. Huck told the Morning Toast on Tuesday when asked by co-host Claudia Oshry if he received 7-figure offers. Huck nodded and replied, "Oh, huge equity offers." Hey, you know what? I mean, I'm just saying this couple would be perfect for some cuck porn. That genre seems to be pretty popular these days. Yeah, I guess that's all I need to say about that. So Huck said if Markle accepted all the deals his company, Command Entertainment Group, received, she would make $100 million. If she did it all, she would make $100 million, Huck said before adding, but she won't. She's not going to do traditional commercials. She's not going to be doing a perfume. She'll be doing things with a Netflix. He said a Netflix. So Pornhub could be considered something similar, right? So Huck explained Markle can't do a standard commercial endorsement as it wouldn't be a good look for her. I don't think you have to worry about that. Instead, she should follow what Michelle and Barack Obama are doing. She'll follow in that path. She'll do a book deal. She'll do a TV show. She'll produce. So, does anyone buy these books that celebrities put out? I mean, a serious question. Have any of you guys in the chat, have any of you ever bought one of these like celebrity autobiography books? I've never met a single person who shows even the slightest interest in those, but people must be buying them if they keep getting made and people keep making millions off of it. Yeah, Toxic Man Bees. Oh, you mean Michael? Actually, no. If you've seen the Dodgeball movie, you know, Michelle is a pretty manly dude. Very manly. Yeah. Yeah, a bunch of nopes. I kind of figured that would be the case. Oh, it's sad. No, I bought Don Jr.'s book. Yeah, but I don't think his book was an autobiography, though. It had an actual topic to it. So that's not the same thing, in my opinion. But, maybe some people would consider it the same. So Huck's comments echoed what TMZ founder Harvey Levin told Fox News last month. Per Levin, who executive produced Fox's Harry and Meghan, The Royals in Crisis, Prince Harry, 35, and already being cucked, and Markle, 38, will have no problems earning big money and will become billionaires. I don't know about that last one, but this is true. Just because they are already famous, they will have no problems making money. They're already fucking famous, so people will want to attach their brands to them and just use that fame to sell. And they're willing to pay big money for it. And make no mistake about it, Harry and Meghan are incredibly marketable, Levin said. I mean, we talked to Mark Cuban, who knows a thing or two about branding and business and entertainment, and he thinks they're going to be billionaires, and the reason is simple. They're already famous. Oh, Genghis Khan, thank you for the 2. I bought Trump's Art of the Deal. Well, but again, that's not an autobiography, is it? Or even if it is, it actually has, it has some important lessons in it. Man, and they are sought after people. They are young, beautiful, intelligent, interesting people. And Oprah Winfrey has already partnered with Harry on a mental health docu-series. The objectified host continued of the pair, who said in their January 8th announcement that they'll work to become financially independent of the crown. Hey, you know, if you make $100 million in 1 year, you could just retire right there. So Harry put his foot in the entertainment pond, and Meghan has been in it, which is true. So they are somebody we interviewed calls them junior Obamas when it comes to making money because they're extremely marketable. So is Michelle Obama really that marketable? I mean, I guess that's the question. It's that someone else wrote that book. Oh, there is that too. I guess there is that to consider. But yeah, that's what's going on right now. And let's bring a dragon back up because we have to. Micro Imagination, thank you for the 5. Where's that money coming from? Looks at the Harry, formerly known as Prince. yeah. Just looking at that little bush. Yeah. That's the money maker. That's the money maker, and that's the royal money maker. And dang, Gun to Legend, thank you for another 10. Hey, RGE, wondering, is campiness good if it's done right? Well, yeah, it can't, sure. I mean, if you do it, if you don't overdo it, I guess, it can be just fine. The problem with campiness is the SJWs don't know that there is a limit. It's the same thing with their her so random, quote unquote, humor. That her so random brand of humor can work in small doses. But if you got entire series that are nothing but that, of course it's going to be a flop, especially if it's not actually funny. So campiness is kind of the same way. And just keep it in moderation. If it's not just a constant thing, then every once in a while it can be funny. And Gun the Legend, thank you for another 50 there. Sorry, but this decision might come back to bite her in the ass later on in life, but you know what? I don't feel sorry for him, for the prince, because cuck. For him, Prince Cuck, yeah. Yeah, I don't either. But, if it's true that they could make $100 million per year, I'd do it too. If somebody guaranteed me right now that, oh, hey, if you just do this, and this, you can make $100 million, and I did, and I made $100 million. I at that point I just leave. Like, okay, and I'm done working. I really only needed $10 million to retire comfortably, so I'm good now. I'm perfectly fine. Yeah, but I don't know. I guess they got used to living high on the hog though. So that's. I mean, I keep trying to point out that. Being able to survive it's not so much about how much money you make, but it's also how much you can cut back, how much you can save. So if you don't have a very extravagant lifestyle, you can retire with way less money than someone who goes around to $30,000 a night hotels, obviously. I mean, those exist. They do. But man, yeah, I mean, 10 million would easily be fuck you money for me, though. Yeah, I think that's a lot of financial advisors say, if you want to retire in the West and you want to make sure you have enough money that you can even live off of the interest coming in, if of a savings account, and you have a large enough buffer for any health issues you may have, or any other unforeseen circumstances, then 10 million is, you're pretty much safe. Like, no matter what happens, you'll be okay. So anything more than that is just a bonus as far as I'm concerned. Yeah, just tape a banana to a wall, profit. No, that only works, again, if you're already famous. Now, Meghan Markle could tape a banana to a wall, and she would probably make $120,000 off of that. If one of us taped a banana to a wall, we'd be charged with vandalism. It's funny how that works out, isn't it? Yeah, use that money to make mo money. That's right. Once you have that much money, you can do that. Fuck, Blade Devil would be kicked into high gear with that much money for sure. Oh, and Saipa, thank you for the 2. Damn it, RGE, we talked about you being premature. How very shameful. Well, we talked about it, but, I mean, I'm done when I'm done, It's not my fault people can't keep up. Oh, shit. It said that's why I play Powerball. Now, I think I told this story before, but I don't do any lotteries anymore. Just because, and this is a lesson I learned from video games. I was playing X2, and I had well over 1,000 hours in that game. And I wanted to buy myself a new carrier. I didn't have anywhere near enough money. And then I looked in my stats in-game, and the money I spent buying lottery tickets over the course of my game time was more than enough to buy myself a carrier. But it didn't seem that way, just one cheap ticket at a time. But in the long run, it really builds up. Really fucking builds up, man. You really want to be careful. So if you have a gambling addiction and you want to cure yourself of it, just take note of every time you buy lottery tickets or gachas in mobile games or shit like that. Yeah, just write down how much money you spent. And then at the end of the year, add up all the money you spent on gacha games and lotteries and shit like that. And you're probably going to shit yourself in shock. And then promptly get rid of all that crap to make sure you never do it again. Yeah, unless you're one of the lucky ones that wins. I mean, there is that too. But I don't know how it works in other countries, but here in the U.S., the lottery is just another way for the governments to make money. Because all the lotteries are ran by the state. And they may pay out millions and millions of dollars, but that's just a portion of the money they collected. They don't pay out all the money from all the tickets. They pay out, I don't know how much, maybe half of it, but then they keep the other half. Lotteries are another way for the governments to get money without taxing. That's it. What's that? But my Prince Eugen. But see, the funny thing is, I mean, at least when I was playing Azur Lane, Prince Eugen, all you had to do was log in 7 times in a row, and you got her for free. I mean, that one is not a good example in particular, right there. Yeah, Blade Devil the anime. Yes, that would definitely fuck it. If I had $100 million, there would be a Blade Devil anime getting made, guaranteed. Yeah, there's 3 things I want to make. Comics, video games, and animation. And if I could ever be in a position in my life where I can make all 3 of them, I could die happy. And I have comics and video games within reach. But animation is the really big fucking expensive one that I don't think I'll be able to get to unless I either become super fucking rich and famous or CG technology gets so good that independent normies can make it. One of those 2 things or both would have to happen. Okay, and Forvar Burma, thank you for the $10. I'm late, but Art of the Deal is not about persuasion. It is persuasion. It hammers the words under budget and on time. It built a brand. I don't recommend it. Check Scott Adams instead. Yeah, well, Scott Adams he's pretty good too. That's the guy who made Dilbert. Yeah, he knows his shit. He does. And Slowpoke Garcia, thank you for the $2. Ooh, the lottery is an idiot tax. Ooh. That's, a lot of things are idiot taxes. Even something like getting a speeding ticket. But unfortunately, if nobody sped and the police department stopped making money off of speeding tickets, they'd find something else to milk money on. They would just keep making more things illegal just so that, I mean, it's a scam to raise money. That's what it is. And KenneQuest, thank you for the 2. I've spent more than 1,000 on freemium games. Yeah, I have too, actually, if you go back to all the years I've played them, if you add all of them up. But I haven't played them at all for the past year. I don't miss them anymore. I went cold turkey. Just uninstalled everything. All of my fucking gacha games, all my live services, all the MMOs, just, nope, uninstall everything. Not playing this shit anymore. And hey, I've had so much more time and money now. What a shock. And KenneQuest, thank you. Another 2. Regarding my previous comments, never again. Yeah, you learned your lesson. You saw how much money you wasted, and you were like, fuck this shit, and that's how it should be. And Makini90, thank you for the 10. It's better off that you use your fans of your English subs and dubbed translations, or for them. Oh yeah, for your English sub and dubbed translations. Yep. But to be fair, you have more standards than some companies out there. Yeah, see that is actually something I would do. I've said if I need something done that I don't have the skills to do myself, or that none of the people I'm currently working with can, I'll just put out a call to my fan base. Hey, who wants to voice this character? Hey, who wants to do this? And I'll pay you too. But that's how I'd find people. Just open audition to my own audience. Like, hey guys, any of you want to do this? Send your submissions here. And not a banned account, thank you for the 2. RG, you encourage me to man up and get a new job. Hey, that's awesome, man. Hopefully you're enjoying it. And hopefully you didn't quit your old job until you got the new one lined up. That's a mistake a lot of people make. As irritating as your job is, it's probably still better than being unemployed and homeless. So unless you're on the verge of ending yourself because your job is that horrible, then always have another job lined up before you quit your current job. Oh, and Blackberry Jim, hey man, thank you for the $25. What would the Blade Devil game be? RPG, hack and slash roguelike? Well, hell, for a Blade Devil, I'm thinking maybe the first one can just be one of those 2D brawlers. That would be a good one. Man, those were fun. You know, I mean, something like Dragon's Crown, I guess. You know, yeah, you're just walking left or right, and then there's waves of enemies for you to slaughter. Yeah, the occasional boss fight with unique mechanics, that type of thing. Whew. Alrighty. So let us see then. This things are getting actually pretty good. We've gone from Clown World to the blowback against Clown World. Judge upbraids University of Connecticut for unfair investigation. The university disallowed the testimony of witnesses who would have undermined the accuser's credibility. So the college star chambers are once again dying, as they fucking should be. Yeah, now these colleges, for the longest time, they've been, they were threatened, their names were smeared and all that because, they didn't do enough to protect women's, right? So then they went so far in the other direction that if a man is accused, like, yeah, your life is over. You can't defend yourself. Well, I mean, listen and believe after all. So now the men are starting to file lawsuits against these colleges for how they're being treated, and the legal system is like, yeah, we have due process for a fucking reason. If he really did commit rape, you bring that up to the cops and let the cops handle it. That's not something a fucking college needs to be handling, especially if the cops were never informed. And then how you treat the accused? Yeah, the blowback is starting. So now the colleges have to choose. Since men are finally finding where their balls are and fighting back, now they have to choose. Either a bunch of lunatics on social media are going to say mean things about them, or they're going to be sued into bankruptcy by the guys whose lives they ruined. Now pick your poison, man. So the University of Connecticut expelled a male student for an allegedly non-consensual sexual encounter with a female student, but now a judge has issued a temporary restraining order to halt the student's removal on the grounds the university's investigation was wildly unfair. The Foundation for Individual Rights in Education obtained a transcript of the court proceeding, which took place on January 23rd of current year. As it shows, U.S. District Judge Michael Shea was especially perturbed that the university did not interview key witnesses who would have undermined the accuser's credibility. Now, I wouldn't be surprised if the accuser, did some favors for these guys, if you know what I mean. I am troubled by aspects of this procedure, said Shea, and in particular, I think the thing that troubles me the most is the fact that the hearing body refuses to hear from 4 of the plaintiff's witnesses. None of the witnesses saw the encounter itself, which took place in April of last year, current year -1, in a dorm room and involved only the male and female students. Yeah, so he said, she said, so he must be guilty. Listen and believe. That's the world we live in. But prior to the disputed encounter, the two students identified in the lawsuit as John Doe and Jane Roe rode in a car together with several other people. Jane sat on John's lap, and he claims that she spent the ride grinding on him. And the witnesses apparently agree, That Jane had initiated activity at this stage of the night does not mean she consented later, of course, but importantly, she denied to investigators that the amorous encounter in the car had occurred at all. The other people in the car contradicted that. They heard and could feel her rubbing against John, against his Johnson. And were willing to speak to this at the university's hearing, but they denied them, claiming they did not have relevant testimony. See, this is how men are treated in the public indoctrination system, well, and the private system too now. Yeah, if you have evidence that goes against the whammons, if it goes against listen and believe, then you don't have relevant testimony. You don't have relevant evidence. Oh, we don't need to hear from you. The judge rightly disagreed. Since there are no witnesses to the encounter itself, adjudicators must consider the relative credibility of the two students. If Jane lied about her level of sexual interest in John immediately prior to the encounter, that raises the question of whether she was lying about what happened later. Ignoring witnesses who could speak to this was thus unfair. Yeah, and how were the cops involved? Again, if a struggle snuggle occurred, that's something the police should be investigating, not social media or your college star chamber. So the university's lawyer attempted to argue that the witnesses were not allowed to speak at the hearing because they didn't have direct evidence. She responded, "Oh, come on, I thought you were going to be serious about this." Oh, fuck. Perfect. Later, the judge asked the lawyers to explain how the university's actions disallowing John from questioning Jane's supportive witnesses could possibly be consistent with due process. Given the who is this? Oh, that's the judge. Okay, I'm not going to do the soy voice for the judge. Given the severity of the sanction here, how is it in compliance with due process that he's not allowed to question or have somebody question at least statements that were being relied on by witnesses who by the hearing officers and by witnesses who weren't even present? Yeah, so his witnesses weren't relevant because they didn't have direct evidence, but her witnesses apparently were perfectly fine. I mean, women never lie, right? Yeah, like you'd never get a woman being recorded saying like, "Oh, you can tell them what they want. You're a white male. Nobody's gonna believe you." That would never happen. No, Fire's Samantha Harris spoke with John's attorney, who said the university's ambivalence towards any notion of fairness for the accused was obvious throughout the proceedings. That's why you sue them. Look, dude, they ruined his life. So they should be forced to pay for a comfortable life for him until the day he dies. It's only fair. Yeah, this is what you do. If somebody ruins your life, you make them pay for your livelihood until the day you die. Say, hey, congratulations, you've just earned yourself a dependent. I hope you're fucking happy. In any case, the ruling is a great step in the right direction. Harris notes that while the First and the Sixth Circuit courts have issued decisions that affirm the right of the accused to conduct cross-examination when universities conduct such trials, the relevant case law is relatively underdeveloped in the Second Circuit. Not anymore! Thanks to cases like this. And see, another reason it's important to bring this to court. It's not only to salvage what's left of your life after the fact, and to punish the person who did this to you, but it's also to set a precedent. Yeah, right now, as they just said, there's very little case law on this, so we need to make there be more case law on this. And if all else fails, I mean, every guy is just going to have to wear a body cam at all times and to store the recordings forever. And yeah, it may seem ridiculous, right? It's like, man, it should be enough, just a few months. No, forever. Never delete your recordings, because we've seen time and time again that as soon as they can no longer be proven wrong, that 20 years later, all of a sudden somebody comes up like, "Oh, he touched me inappropriately in school." And there's no evidence, but they're still going to take it seriously. So imagine if you had the evidence. If they said, oh, on this day at this party, this guy did this to me. And the guy was like, oh, what day was that again? Oh, about what time was the party? Oh, cool. Well, I have a video recording of my entire time at that party. And as you can see, not only did I not do anything to her, but she was trying to harass me. Yeah, you can never delete those recordings. Never. Yeah, they will come back. They will come back and try to accuse you of something decades later. That's just what they do. This is how people are. And to be fair, you don't really have to record your whole life, I guess. Yeah, you just need to. Yeah, just every time you go out with, in public, every time you're dealing with people. Yeah. Every time, oh, look, maybe a struggle snuggle in progress going to happen. No, this, we know how this ends up. Hey, you guys can too. If you check out the book, man, you check out Blade Devil. Posting the freaking pre-launch again, there's that. All right, so let's go back there. I think I saw some shekels come in, so I got to take care of that. Okay, and not a banned account. Thank you for another 2. I waited till the new job was in writing and signed. Yeah, that's a good call, man. Yeah, that's when you just, I'll start working for you in 2 weeks, right as I'm leaving these guys. Perfect. And Fim Writers Group, thank you for the 2. I miss the old days of MMOs. Yeah, you mean like real old school, like Ultima Online and then EverQuest, or Vanilla WoW? Machini90, thank you the 5. And make sure you don't sell your soul and port your games to consoles. That'll be a stab in the back. Oh, well, actually, if the type of game I make can be played with a controller, or hell, even if it's on PC and it's made to run with a controller, I wouldn't mind publishing it on consoles. I would refuse exclusivity deals. But for all consoles except for PlayStation anyway. And I'll flat out tell them too if Soyny tries to get in contact and ask why. It's like, because I don't support censorship. Now, you blatantly come out and said, all these games that RGE likes, we don't want to be associated with that. So I'm going to be saying the same thing. I don't want to be associated with your levels of censorship. So fuck you then. Yeah, I don't want my brand to be tarnished with your bullshit. And see how they like it when it's played on them. And Blackberry Jim, thank you for another 15. Barrel Shoulder Tactics, just a thought. What was Barrel Shoulder Tactics? Oh, like what? Just hide in a barrel, make sure nobody does or sees anything. Yeah, that would work. That would work. And Gun the Legend, damn, another 20. Thank you. Title IX needs to completely go away, but my gut tells me that the feminists are going to re-hard like hell, and some might cook out. Now, actually, Title IX itself is not really that bad. It really just says that you can't discriminate against people based on gender, effectively. But the problem is, it's only enforced one way. The law itself may be gender neutral, but it's only ever enforced against men. It's just like all these domestic violence and domestic abuse laws. They make these giant lists of everything that now counts as domestic violence, but only if a man does it. Because when you read that list, every guy who's ever had a girlfriend is like, every one of those things my girlfriend did, or my ex-wife or whoever. That's just normal female behavior. But when we do it to them, it's abuse. What? So it's written in a gender-neutral way. It's just never enforced in a gender-neutral way. That's the problem. We're actually just going to have to start holding them to their own standards. And Family56, thank you for the $2. Hashtag forever, remember Cosby. Yeah, that's right. The same thing happened to Bill Cosby. They tried to blackmail him as he's an old man at the end of his career. Doesn't have the energy to fight back. And hey, no, they succeeded. They fucking destroyed him. Yeah, that's... 30 years ago, he did this thing to me. Yeah, keep your recordings forever. And Makini Nani, another 10. Much appreciated. There was a story earlier in the year about a man who was accused in college, and he had the whole entire footage proving his innocence, but was still found guilty despite the evidence. Oh, yeah, I mean, he's going to be found guilty in the college, but But that's why you sue them afterwards. So once the college kicks you out anyway, then you sue them. And even if your reputation is destroyed and you can't go finish your degree or whatever, you're going to have $10+ million to just retire and never have to worry about money again. So I think that's a pretty sweet trade-off. I've said this before. Any SJWs want to cancel me and make me unemployable, but the catch is you're going to give me $10+ million. Yeah, I'll take that deal. I will gladly never work again if you give me enough money so that I never have to. I'll gladly do that shit. I wouldn't even have to think about it. Because then I'd be spending my time doing what I want to do and creating more Blade Devil so we can get more of this out. You guys get more of what you want. I'd get more money in the long run. Everybody wins. And the Saipa thing, another two. Dude, you know they will throw out those dates and timestamp recordings as unreliable and go with what she said. The college will, yes. But that's why you will never win in the college star chamber. But you can sue the fuck out of them in the regular legal system. Take full advantage of it. Yeah, American college was a mistake. Oh, you mean American adult daycare? Yeah, it was a mistake. Was and is. Okay, so let's see. Now we get into the real Clown World shit. It's Clown World all the way to the end. EA hikes the prices of nearly 30 games on Steam. How do you like that? You guys know that the older a game is, the cheaper it's supposed to get, right? It's supposed to, but no. EA, they're like, oh, fuck that shit. We're going to milk you fuckers for all you're worth. We're going to make our games more expensive as time goes on. Gamers have discovered that electronic farts may have increased the prices on many of their games on Steam. A user on the Read It PC gaming forum noted that almost, if not every EA game currently on Steam has increased their base price for Brazil, Canada, Europe, the UK, and Russia. Using the 3 games the Read It user gave as an example, along with our own research, we found the following. SimCity 4 Deluxe Edition. So in Brazil, it's now... Oh my God. Dude, what? It went to 80 from 35. And that is, wow, that is more than double. Seriously, what the fuck, EA? What did you do to justify more than doubling the price? Fucking seriously? I mean, in Canada, at least it was just by $7, but still. It's now $26.99 from $19.99. Europe doubled the price as well, 20 from 10. Oh man, the UK almost doubled, 18, previously 10. Russia, oh man, Russia more than doubled, $999 from $400. Wow, EA. Let's look at Crysis. Oh, shit. Same thing. More than doubled in Brazil. 10 more bucks in Canada. Yeah, 10 more in Europe. Oh, only 5 more in the UK this time. Okay. And, more than doubled in Russia. Mass Effect. Yeah, more than doubled in Brazil. Another 10. Yeah, you're seeing the pattern here. Russia and Brazil in particular are really getting fucked here. Yeah, Mass Effect, yep, same pattern. Mass Effect 2, Dragon Age Origins. Oh, it's not even available in Russia and Brazil. What? Kingdoms of Amalur. God, EA. Fucking EA. Yeah, also notice the price, and this, they only covered a few games. So, also notice the price increases with Dead Space 2, Need for Speed Hot Pursuit, Deathspank, Command & Conquer 4, Tiberian Twilight, Battlefield Bad Company 2, Command & Conquer 3, Kane's Wrath, Dragon Age Origins, Need for Speed Shift, Command & Conquer Red Alert 3, Uprising, Spore Galactic Adventures, Burnout Paradise, The Ultimate Box, Mirror's Edge, Dead Space, Command & Conquer Red Alert 3. Even Red Alert 3 got a price increase? Jesus Christ, that game's like 20 fucking years old. Spore Creepy and Cute Parts Pack, Spore Crisis, Warhead Crisis, Jade Empire, special. Fucking Jade Empire's ancient as fuck too. Many pieces of The Sims 3 DLC. And then they wonder why nobody's. See, actually, you know what they did? I think I know what may be going on here. They're hiking their prices up right now, and then the next sale, they're going to be marked down to like $5 more than they were originally, and then they could, like, say Brazil, for example. Yeah, what was the first one here? Yeah, SimCity 4. No, from it's 80 real, used to be 35.99. So what they're going to do now is they jacked it up to 80. And then when the sale starts, it's going to be 40, and it's going to be listed as 50% off. Like, oh yeah, you could get SimCity 4 Deluxe Edition for 50% off right now. It's only 40 instead of 79 or 80. And meanwhile, the old price was 35, so the sale price is $5 more than the old one was. But it is 50% off of what they jacked it up to. Fuck, yeah. Fuck these shady-ass motherfuckers. Out of EA's Steam catalog of 38 games and 22 pieces of DLC, less than 10 had no price increases. All of these price raises seem to occur from February 5th to the 7th. PC Gamer reports that in some cases the prices are now double of what they are on Origin. Our own research indicates that most titles are now more expensive on Steam, aside from some titles that are included as part of Origin and the Origin Premium client. Man, EA. What happened? You used to be good, man. You used to make good games, and then this happens. Yeah. Oh, Red Alert 3 is only 5 years old. It's just crap. Oh, okay. I was thinking Red Alert 2. Yeah, that's right. Yeah, I got that mixed up. Yeah, I was thinking Red Alert 2. Yeah, I've been ever since EA bought Westwood, or I think Generals is the last time I tried a Command and Conquer game. I mean, Generals was okay, but you could tell it wasn't anywhere near what it used to be. Yeah, I'm out. I mean, I haven't bought an EA product since they came out with Origin. It's been a while. And they don't have anything I give a fuck about. It's so easy. There's so many people making good stuff in current year that I don't need these idiots. I don't need to put up with this shit. But, they'll learn their lesson the hard way sooner or later. Okay, and Gun the Legend, dude, another 100, man. Yeah, thank you, much appreciated. Yeah, you're pretty much keeping this channel running at this point. Holy shit! EA games from challenge everything to charge everything to suck their wallets dry. God damn it, EA! That's exactly what they did. Yeah, during the PS2 era, EA was making some really good games, and yeah, challenge everything. It's in the game. Yeah, that they used to be all about that. Yeah, now they're all about milking your wallet every chance they get. But that's what I keep ranting about this, but this is what happens when the bean counters take over. Games aren't made by fans for fans anymore. They're by focus groups for investors. So fuck that shit. So, AKK, thank you for the 5. Clearly, EA is about to have a sale where they will have awesome 50% off discounts. Yup, you know it too. Yeah, jacking the price up from $35 to $80, and then the sale price is going to be $40. So, hey, it's 50% off, guys. Isn't this awesome? And Just Dark, thank you the 5. Way to make Russian friends. They add to Steam Wallet and you buy for them as a gift. Problem solved. yeah, that's true. That is one thing people can still do. You can gift games to people. And Devin Stark, thank you the 2. Red Alert 3 is only 5 years old. It's just crap. Yeah, that's... I didn't play it. I mean, again, last Command and Conquer I cared about was Generals. And I didn't even get the expansion for that, for Generals. And, oh, God, and especially when EA was all like, oh, we're going to bring Command and Conquer back on mobile. Yeah, that completely killed what little interest I had left in potentially going back to that franchise. Like, oh yeah, oh, it's now a mobile cash grab. How very EA. But you know who else is being shady as fuck? The usual suspect. Soyny submits patent for an AI that suggests microtransactions if a player gets stuck. Do you need any more proof that they're only trying to milk you? They will purposely design games that'll be almost impossible, if not impossible, without, paying some money. They're gonna single player games with paywalls is what I'm imagining. And then after you fail for the 5th time, you're going to get the little suggestion that, hey, you buy this microtransaction, you buy this DLC equipment. It's got exactly what you need to get you past this roadblock you're stuck on here. And that's the future of gaming that they're trying to push. So Soyny's got a new patent, and it describes an AI that'll help the player if they're stuck. Help by suggesting they splash out on microtransactions. Ever get the feeling of deja vu? Activision did this too with an exploratory patent filed in current year -5 by an R&D team working independently from the company. Of course. We're totally not going to do this. It's just an independent R&D team. Don't worry, guys. Nobody's trying to ruin your games. Yeah. So remember all those years they were telling us, nobody's trying to take your anime titties away. We didn't believe them anyway, so, I can't say, no, you showed us, but it's just proof that they're lying sacks of shit. They always have been, they currently are, and they always will be. You can't trust them. It would pair players together in the hope that one player would see the swishy sword or sniper rifle that another player bought and encourage the player to make future purchases to achieve similar gameplay results. Yeah, that Activision patent, the one they're describing, that's the one where in multiplayer games, it would pair up the free-to-play players with whales. So obviously when the free-to-play players get just butt-raped by the whales, some of them may consider, buying some microtransactions. However, Soyny's patent is an in-game resource surfacing platform that identifies where a player is stuck in the game and suggests solutions. Yeah, they're going to create a level that's filled with lava, for example, and it's going to be almost impossible to beat. And then after you've failed like 7-8 times, you're going to get a pop-up that, hey, this $10 DLC armor has lava immunity. You could get past this level pretty easily if you bought that. Wink, wink, nudge, nudge. Don't you want to see the next level? The AI relies on individual and collective player data and transforms this through natural language processing to offer its answers. Its answers aren't always dodge when the light goes red or use explosive arrows or the like. Often there may be an in-game resource for the game or of the game environment that could aid the user in accomplishing the objective with the character. Read the patent submitted to the World Intellectual Property Organization. The in-game resource may be downloadable content, DLC, add-ons, upgrades, items, tips, strategy, communal data, etc. However, the user is not necessarily aware that such a resource exists. So they're going to pretend it's marketing now. Yeah, this is the same shit. So, again, people like me have been saying this since the beginning. But when we complained about microtransactions, the fanboys were out there like, oh, if you don't want, you could just not buy them, You can play the game without buying the microtransactions. And we were pointing out, like, dude, they're literally designing the games around the microtransactions. And sure, I guess I could spend 30 hours grinding instead of paying $5. But if it wasn't for them trying to get me to buy the microtransaction, that would be a 10-minute grind instead of a 30-hour grind. They're literally changing the game design so they can get people to buy the microtransactions. But no, all the mouth-breathing useful idiots, they're just don't buy them if you don't like them. And now all of them are complaining too that, this game is way too grindy. It's forcing me to spend money. I know, right? If only someone told you this 5 fucking years ago. If only you weren't a blind, useful idiot fanboy. Maybe this all could have been avoided. Too bad nobody told you, right? And this is the same thing they're trying to do here with this patent. They're going to intentionally make the levels almost impossible to beat. If they made them actually impossible without paid equipment, they may actually get into a lot of trouble there. So almost impossible. You either spend 30 hours to get past it or just spend $5 and get the lava-proof armor. I mean, that's all you got. I mean, dude, how much is 30 hours of your time worth? Probably more than $5, right? Yeah, and unfortunately, a lot of people with addictive personalities will keep paying. Meanwhile, these days, I'm just like, okay, so my choices are grind for 30 hours or spend the $5. You know what? How about I just don't play your fucking game? How about I uninstall your fucking piece of shit cash grab and go play something fun? I'll go for option number 3. Thank you very much. So as shown in the patent, this is only one way the AI would go about helping the player. Scooping up user data lets the surfacing platform display instantaneous information about what other players have done or achieved before that in-game moment. Oh, other players just spent the $5. And tell the player how the majority went about solving the puzzle. Oh, yeah, just give them the answer too. Yeah, that's fun. Yeah, it does sound different to the PlayStation Assist, which would mark out things in the game like health packs and will make games more accessible to all kinds of players, basically by turning them into movies. So you're pressing X to continue the movie. The challenge is gone. But it's not groovy to point players towards microtransactions to get over a bump in the road. All this being said, patents don't always mean the system is a definite because companies will file these to protect their own interests from competitors. The PS5 will launch in the latter months of current year, and it remains to be seen whether the in-game resource surfacing platform will be added as a feature in the future. Dude, if I was Microsoft right now, I'd troll the fuck out of them because rumors are that they're avoiding announcing a price for the PS5 until Microsoft does it first. So if I was Microsoft, I would do something that would just completely bankrupt Soyny. I would just say, I would purposely make the next Xbox a little bit less powerful and just say, oh, our console is $300. And then meanwhile, Soyny would be like, we can't go cheaper than $500. Fuck. Yeah, because Microsoft is planning ahead, actually. They've made a lot of stupid decisions recently, but they've also did a lot of smart ones. Like I think they know consoles are on the way out. So now they're making a Xbox Game Pass type thing where you'll be able to buy your game and you'll be able to play it on the Xbox Series X, or the PC, or any other future Xbox consoles. Meanwhile, Soyny has nothing like that. If they can't make money selling that hardware, they're going to go broke. And since they've backstabbed all the weebs that kept them afloat when the Xbox One actually was completely destroying the PS3, well, yeah, this going broke is all that's in their future, and I'm not going to shed a single fucking tear. They're the ones... See, I was one of those people, by the way. I got a PS3 fairly early in its life cycle. I was one of those weebs that bought it for the Japanese games and kept them afloat. And now they thank me by stabbing me in the fucking back with this censorship. So fuck them. I'm not going to do that again. Yeah, even if they reverse course and try to take back that censorship policy, I know damn well the second they think they're in charge again, they're going to do that shit all over again. So fuck them, let them go broke. I don't care what happens to them anymore. I am rooting for Microsoft to just completely destroy these fuckers right now. Yeah, I would want nothing more than to have that entire company go broke. Like, they fucking deserve it with all they've done. Alrighty. I know you'd rather look at a dragon, though. Oh, yeah, that's right. It was the 3 shitty, not the X-Bone. Okay, yeah, good point. Yeah, I got those mixed up. All right, and Imagination, thank you for the 2. It's not impossible. It's just Mega Man X6 style bullshit with tons of instant respawn enemies, insta-kill noob traps, and killer donuts with 4 small hitboxes. No, and then don't forget, a lot of the reason the Mega Man games were hard was also because the controls fucking sucked. I mean, so many like NES and SNES era games, when I go back and try to play them now, The controls are just so shitty and sluggish and unresponsive. No wonder these games were so fucking hard. You had to spend a few days just getting used to... I mean, for what it's worth, Carmageddon 2 was the same way. Yeah, I loved Carmageddon, but it took me so goddamn long to get used to the controls. The controls themselves were the first hurdle you needed to overcome when playing that game. But once you did, it was great. Yeah. Alrighty. Let me just do some refreshing here. Okay. There we go. So, Blackberry Jim, thank you for another 10. What will happen when eventually the AI buys the microtransactions for you without permission? Oh, dude, do not give them ideas. They probably will do that shit. Yeah, they will just say, you know how when you install an app, it tells you what permissions it needs, and then you got all these completely unrelated apps asking, oh, we need permissions to read your text input from all other apps. Oh, fuck no, you don't. Yeah, they're going to have an app to access your wallet directly. And then, the AI is going to say, oh, yeah, you're struggling here, so I bought you the $10 DLC armor so you can get past this. You can thank me later. And Dark Painter, thank you, the 5. The sad thing is most people will still buy it no matter what. Yeah, unfortunately, the people who know about this bullshit are in the minority. Most people are either normies that don't even know about this shit happening, or they're fanboys. That, if Soyny took a shit and stamped a PlayStation logo on that turd, they would buy that, and they would justify their purchase. And Dark Painter, thank you, the 5. The sad thing is that most people... Oh, sorry, fuck, I just read that one. Dang it, I must be tired. And Maki90, thank you, the 5. Just remember, censor anime games, but will happily brag about The Last of Us 2's nudity. No, not just nudity, but sexual content. Yeah, they have full-blown nudity and sexual content, yeah. See, they censor the things that straight men would like to see, and then they have something that nobody would like to see. And then, I mean, I said, I'll stand by what I said earlier. They're trying to make it into a horror game now. That, oh, hey, these two characters nobody in their right mind would want to see naked, let alone having sex? Well, here's a sex scene with them. No skip button. And Gun the Legend, yeah, thank you for the 50. F you, Soyny, not going to pay for your PS4 that has hardware from 10 to 15 years ago. Sorry, but PC Master Race now and forever. Thank you. That's what I say. Yeah, that's, even current gen consoles, when they come out, that's hardware-wise, they're about the equivalent of a low to mid-range PC. So that's how it's always been. And Blackberry Jim, thank you for the 5. Sold my piss poor. My brother bought me for my birthday. There's no way I'm even looking at that. At the piss nickel. The PS5. Oh God, that's a good name. The piss nickel. Yep. That is. I'm gonna have to steal that one. Man, actually, I still have mine. I still have my PS4 just because I want a Blu-ray player. But that's all it is right now. It's a Blu-ray player. And DeWall, thank you for the 2. I refuse to play a game that decides who I play with. Yeah, that decides who you play with or what you're allowed to see. Yeah, fuck that shit. And Ron Type, thank you. Another 125 Filipino pesos. I think James Rolfe can market the angry video game nerd beat the game button this way. Journalists will love this feature. Oh, definitely. Yeah, if this, I joke about it, but some gamers have actually done this, or they added a game's journalist difficulty mode where your character becomes invincible, and they showed that, one indie developer showed that on their game, where their character kept dying in a spike pit, so they changed it to game journalist difficulty, and then they just jumped down and walked across the spikes to the end. Yeah, they will love that because they don't want to actually play the game. They want to see the game and give their opinions on all the things that triggered them, and then within a few minutes, and then move on to the next one. They don't actually want to spend a week plus actually doing their fucking job. Yeah. Who the fuck do you think they are, professionals? And Slowpoke Garcia, thank you for the 2. Patent bad ideas before corporations they can't use. Oh my God. Now that is a big-brained play right there. All of these shitty anti-consumer practices you can think of, if you got the money to file that patent yourself, go for it. Yeah, patent troll the fuck out of these corporations. And Brian Hodgson, thank you for the 2. Xbox is joining the master race. Hi, RGE. Yeah, Microsoft sees the way things are going. Although, unfortunately, this means if you want to play any of the games you have on your Microsoft account, you have to be logged into Windows under your Microsoft account. You can't be on a local account and it's not a separate service you can install it on. At least, they may have some games like that. Like, say, if you buy the Halo Master Chief Collection on Steam, you just need to log into your account. But if you buy it through Microsoft, I think you have to actually log into Windows with your Microsoft ID as your login. So you have to log in with your Microsoft account to play it. Now, that's some shit we could do without. But Microsoft is pushing that pretty hard. I don't think they're going to back down now. They're way too invested in this fucking shit. They're not just going to take it back. Yeah, that's the tragedy there. Okay, and I believe, all right. And now we got some more potentially good news, but I say potentially because it's still a PS4 exclusive, so I'm not going to fucking touch this. But Onechanbara Origin coming to Asia with English voiceovers this summer. So I was just ranting about this a few days ago, how we already thankfully have Asian publishers that are learning that they should just put English subs on their game and sell it to us directly. Cut the Western middlemen out completely. Don't go through Western localizers. Just put English subtitles on your fucking game and sell it to us directly. And then there was always people like, well, but what about dubs? Okay, so they should hire Westerners to do dubs too, over there, under the supervision of the original Japanese team. And guess what? Looks like they're doing just that. Clouded Leopard Entertainment will release a localized version of Onechanbara Origin for the PS4 this summer in Asia, and it will feature English, Japanese, Chinese, and Korean voiceovers, as well as English, traditional Chinese, simplified Chinese, and Korean subtitles. There you go. So they first launched on the PS4 in Japan of December of current year -1. So yeah, I mean, it's still, as long as it's PlayStation exclusive, there's no way I'm going to touch it. I'm done. I am not giving Soyny any more money for anything. But the moment this comes to the PC, especially if they actually decensor it on the PC, because this is one of those things. It may, I mean, yeah, you see her outfit here. It may look like, oh, there's no way that's the censored version. I bet they added the freaking feathers to it or something like that. So if a game is out, if it's multi-platform and the PlayStation version is identical to all the other ones, assume they've all been censored to the PlayStation standard. Yeah, the only time you can trust that you're getting the uncensored version is if the other non-PlayStation games have more content. That's the only way you can be sure. And I know there's a few cases where that may not be the case, where, Soyny didn't have anything to censor. But we can't trust them anymore. If you have a game that's on multiple platforms and they're all the same, we just assume they've all been censored for PlayStation. So it goes from a day one buy to a I'm going to get this on sale buy. So yeah, guys, companies, if you're listening to this, maybe throw us some spicy DLC or something on the PC version. Make it worth our while. Let us know that we're not getting the censored PlayStation version. Yeah, that would be the only way to do it, man. That's the only way you can get around that. So yeah, that was a quick one. Really just an announcement because I'm so fucking happy that some companies out there are finally learning. Stop going through the Western middlemen. Translate it in Japan yourself, dub it in Japan yourself, and then sell it to us in the West. Give us a way to easily buy it. That's it. That's all you need to do. It's never been easier than with something like Steam. Again, PC is perfect for this. You don't even need to waste money printing out physical discs or anything. You don't have to worry about your game being on a storefront, on store shelves. Just translate it yourselves, That is a thing. Unfortunately, a lot of times when Asia does it themselves, they just run it through a machine and call it good enough. But no. Get some Japanese guy who actually knows how to speak English, and maybe hire some native English speaker underneath him, and the English speaker can do the translation while the Japanese guy makes sure they don't, change things. Yeah, that would be pretty good. And then just, make someone dub to that script. There you go. Problem fucking solved. You don't have to go through the West. All of this shit that the Western localizers try to say, but we put all this effort into making sure the jokes translate over well. I used to fall for that shit until I realized that just means we put all this effort into censoring all the shit we don't like. We can't trust them anymore. Western localizers can't be trusted. We've been burned one too many times. I'm sorry to the few good ones out there, but your reputation's fucked by all the shitty ones. Yeah, we've seen them fuck up one too many times. Can't risk it, man. Can't take the chance. Sorry. At this point, the only time I trust that a game is truly uncensored is when I get it directly from the source. That's how it is, man. And Makini90, thank you the 5. Be funny if Microsoft trolls Soyny and decides to open to the Japanese devs and uncensor their titles. Now, I wish they would. I mean, the Xbox did have the original Dead or Alive Extreme Beach Volleyball, for example. There was a time when Microsoft was trying to appeal to the right crowd. But most recently, look at what they did to their last couple of Japanese exclusives. Microsoft censored Galgun. So I don't trust Microsoft any more than I do Soyny. If any Japanese developer signs an exclusivity deal with Xbox, they better fucking have anti-censorship clauses in there, or else it's a fucking trap. And AKK, thank you the 5. Not only does Microsoft require you to be logged in, they require you to have Windows updates enabled and all updates installed. Yeah, that's what they're pushing in current year. See, it's getting to the point where you're going to have two separate machines. You're going to have one that's just for gaming and another one that you do all your shit on that you don't want them spying on you. And Dark Painter, thank you for the 5. If companies keep censoring games and losing money on them, how come they don't realize it's because of the censorship? Well, there are a lot of reasons. See, the people in charge are idiots. They're not gamers. They only see the outrage mob on Twitter and assume they must be right. So I did a whole rant about that a few days back, how you could easily tell the difference between legitimate criticism and concern trolling or reeing if you are a fan yourself of the product. It's very easy to tell then, but the people in charge of these companies aren't. They just see some reeing outrage mob on Twitter and go, oh my God, we don't want our PR to be damaged. And then, so there's that. And then they also, like we're seeing with Tokyo Mirage Sessions, they censored the fuck out of that game. All the sales plummeted. And then the message they take away from that is, I guess nobody wants this kind of game then. They're blaming everything but the censorship for why it failed. Now, all the fans know, we tell them, but then they ignore us. Like, oh, those people are toxic. We can't listen to them. And, I'm fine with that, though. And now that I'm creating my own shit, like Blade Devil, you can see on screen right there. Pre-launch is live, of course. Yep, page is still here. You want your comics to look like this instead of Tumblr and CalArts shit? Well, you have your chance, man. Have your freaking chance. So, as I'm becoming a creator myself, and yes, I do plan on going into gaming as well, I'm glad my competition is stupid. And Fans Miss Cancer, thank you for the 2. Having a cup of tea with my new weeb mug. Awesome. Yeah, so you're drinking tea from your Weeb Pride mug? Yeah, got some of that Blade Devil merch? Oh yeah, that's another thing, man. That's another thing. We got a merch shop. We got the Teespring store. There is that as well. Can't forget that. You want some good shit? We're already selling some good shit. Look at that. Yeah, linked in the description. But hey, yeah, I guess this is where's the Weeb Pride mug? There it is. Yeah, you got that one. You got some titties on the other side. You pick that up. Oh, my one of my personal favorites. our pillow. You want to rest your head on some very fluffy pillows? Hey, there you go. Another option right there that you guys can go for. See, we got you covered. And yes, I am. We are getting money out of it, sure. But just like how I'm willing to give money to people making shit I actually want, I know it's the same for anyone else who's a real fan too. So. Yeah, Blade Devil rated M for mature. Yes, actually, it is. It does get pretty messy at times. So Blade Devil's definitely not going to be for chillins. I would say, at least like teenager and up. All right. And Sopokasuya, thank you the 5. I find the Tokyo Mirage deal odd because they didn't realize this despite how the older version is getting way more popular than the newer version. Yeah, and also all the refunds after they announced the Japanese one was censored as well. Yeah, if at this point, if they're not hard at work making a decensor patch for the game, it's almost like they want it to fail. They want it to die. It's really weird. I don't know who wants their own products to fail, but these guys, Atlas and Nintendo apparently do. Oh yeah, I wonder what weapons the Shitskull gang use in their hunt. Actually, yeah, that's one of the side stories we're gonna do. Is going to have the 3 of them in there and show off their weapons. There's going to be a little bit of fighting in the next book too that these guys are going to do. Yeah, you'll see, man. That'll all be revealed. But yeah, let's get to some more stupid shit though. This is why you don't bend the knee. My Hero Academia banned in China. So even though the manga author bent the knee and changed the name of his character because as people have pointed out, it wasn't Western SJW outrage that caused them to bend the knee. It was Korean and Chinese SJW outrage. Because, as others correctly point out, Japan doesn't give a fuck about Western SJWs. But they do listen to Korean and Chinese SJWs, unfortunately. I mean, those are big markets for them. So the My Hero Academia creators' fatal mistake of daring to give a character the wrong name has now potentially devastated their income in China, as the dictatorial country has now banned the franchise, but only the manga, the anime and smartphone game, not only the manga, but the anime and game as well from the region. Yeah, this is why, I would not be against releasing any of my stuff in China. But I'm going to make damn sure that I never rely on China for my income. The slightest offense, and they will ban you from their country. So for those uninitiated, the controversy surrounding the manga involved the relation of a character's real name, Shiga Maruta, with Maruta also being the word that refers to the humans experimented on during World War II, immediately making it haram according to the blind outrage mobs. Yeah, I guess it would be kind of like naming a character Hitler. Yeah, I guess it would be kind of like that, but still, you realize there are Germans out there and Austrians whose last name is Hitler. They do exist. Whose first name is Adolf. But apparently they're not allowed to exist anymore because people get triggered by their name. Despite the fact that both the creator and Shonen Jump's editorial department issued apologies and agreed they would change the name, China's streaming giant Bilibili still expunged all 4 seasons of My Hero Academia anime from its platform. Yeah, this is why you don't bend the knee. Because they would have taken it down anyway, whether you apologized or changed it or not. But now you just look like a bitch. Yeah, because the end result would have been the same whether you apologized or not. It was going to get taken down. But you could have stood your ground and shown your fans that you're not going to give in to outrage mobs. You could have come out of this stronger. But no, now you gave in and you still lost it. And so not only did you lose your Chinese audience, but you look like a bitch to your Japanese audience now. Probably lost a bunch of sales there. Very well done. The manga was also forced to be removed from platforms owned by both Bilibili and Tencent, with Bilibili citing the removal in accordance with China's policies. Not even the smartphone games were spared, as one based on the anime that recently launched was shut down as the developers were Chinese. It was also pointed out that the anime was being bombarded with low scores online due to the harmless name. Yeah, you should have just kept going. See, at this point, at least, thankfully, I've seen enough of these outrage mobs. I know how this works. If I see any outrage mob coming after Blade Devil, I know damn well whatever they're threatening they're going to do anyway. Like, oh, we're going to ban you from this. Like, okay, even if I apologize and change it, I'll still be banned from that. So fuck you. I don't care. I'll just have to learn to, whatever my plans for the year were, I'm just going to have to work around the new thing I'm banned from, I guess. Yeah, but apologizing is literally the worst thing you can do when you're facing an outrage mob. Because, as I just said, if you apologize, not only are they still going to fuck you like they were going to anyway, but you also look like a bitch to your audience. And you may lose some of your other audience because of that. If you're going to keep bending the knee, I guess I'm just not going to support you anymore. Fuck that shit. Yeah, one of these pillows would be nice, though. Wouldn't that just be great? Okay, so let me just get caught up, and then I'm actually going to be I'm going to try to keep these a bit in reasonable hours, reasonable times nowadays. So yeah, this next piece is kind of going to be able to be on its own, and then I do have a rant. I do. Alrighty, I need a drink though. Okay, and Alfonso Fret, thank you for the 5. The Last of Us Part 2 is the beginning of the redemption. It's like, oh, is that how Soyny is trying to sell it? It's like, oh, we're still censoring the fuck out of anime games, but you can have your ugly lesbians. Oh, yeah, no, you can watch them having sex. Aren't you excited? Nah, there is no redemption for Soyny. Yeah, Brian Hodgson, thank you for the 5. This is how your opposition doesn't get donations like you and they still stick to their wokeness and hard levels of smugness. RGE, take my money. Oh, man, I definitely appreciate all of you guys there. Now, unfortunately, I mean, look at Zoe Quinn. She raised $85,000 on a project that we all knew was never going to come out anyway. So, unfortunately, they do get copious amounts of money, but... yeah, I mean, I do appreciate all of you guys, though, and as we're seeing, I'm working on Blade Devil here. I'm actually gonna deliver something, And if you guys, if you want to throw shekels at me for more than just me reading your super chats and whatnot, that's why we got the Blade Devil merch shop. We got the book that's coming out. We're launching March 1st. If you want to actually get something, you want to show your support and get something physical in return, you have the option now. Here you go. And this is probably the best deal, I'd say. Everybody gets what they want. Now, you guys get entertainment that's actually entertaining again. You get some big anime titties. You got some nice plot and backstory. I mean, look at that backstory down there. And I get some shekels to keep making it. Hey, everybody wins. And damn, Gun the Legend, another 20. Thank you, man. Not surprised for China. Their ego is so dang fragile, especially for NPCs in the West, the feminist and alphabet soup and all them other outrage mobs and or groups. Yeah, I mean, China is what the West would be if we let the SJWs take over. Is they would just get offended at just ban everything that offends them. Yeah, it's pretty bad. It is. I mean, that's the kind of world they're trying to create. See, as they use China as a boogeyman to try to scare us into acting certain ways, they're actively working to be worse than China ever could be. And then they're surprised. I mean, Diversity in Comics is right. These SJWs don't actually want to live in the world they're creating, but they don't realize that until it's too late. Oh, and the Unrepentant, thank you, the 5. You could say that China sterilization is in motion. Oh, what? Like what they're doing with the coronavirus? Did I miss something there, or is it just? I mean, like with the Joker made over $1 billion, R-rated movie, didn't show in China. So I think, or is that what you mean? Is just that companies and creators are starting to realize they don't need China. Yeah, I mean, all the big AAA companies wanted to get into China because that's a giant, I mean, that's like a third of the fucking planet's population right there, or a quarter. And that's a big potential audience. But I don't know if it's worth what you have to pay to get access to it, though. That's the bad thing. Yeah. Yeah, I'm not going to go out of my way to piss off China. I mean, I'll gladly release my work there. But I'm not going to let them censor me, though. Oh, and Deadly Raver, thank you, the 5. Banning My Hero Academia isn't surprising from a country whose leader got butthurt over being compared to Winnie the Pooh. Hashtag Barrel should have called it. Yeah, that's right. And Winnie the Pooh was banned there, too, because of all the comparisons to their president, yeah. Yeah, that's next level butthurt. That is true. All right. Let's talk a little bit about interspecies reviewers again, because this anime just can't catch a break. It is a constant fight. But this is not that unusual for actual fans of things like this. We're always going to be at odds with the normies, and now that more normies are infecting anime, the fighting's just going to keep getting worse. The stuff we want, we're going to have to fight for. And while it was looking up for a little bit, because Anime Lab was saying, oh, we just gotta find another source of subs, and we're gonna stick with it. The fan subbers are obviously turning out, the fan subbers got our backs, unlike the Western localizers. Yeah, they're turning out, we can still enjoy it, but the hits still just keep coming, though. We may be supporting it enough to get Interspecies Reviewers to be the #1 ranked anime on my anime list. Good job with that, guys. But the opposition keeps deplatforming it, so let's see what's going on. Interspecies Reviewers anime is pulled from Amazon Prime. Oh, I don't know, who could have seen this coming? Yeah. Oh, there's even an update here. We're gonna get to that one later. So let's see. They've been censored. The censorship train keeps on rolling through this station of content deemed inappropriate by the overlords of media. This time around, it's Interspecies Reviewers who is back in the limelight shortly after being pulled from Funimation. Amazon Prime is the culprit behind the latest deplatforming of the ecchi-themed anime. So this show's first episode was made available on January 11th on Amazon Prime, as indicated by a cached archive of the Amazon Prime video page captured from the February 5th of current year. If you check the page now, you'll see that it has been removed and is now listed as unavailable. But this is the important thing. Our agreements with the content provider don't allow purchases of this title at this time. So I believe actually that Amazon Prime may have been victim to the same bullshit that Anime Lab was, where they were using Funimation's release. And see, Anime Lab can still keep releasing it once they get another source of subtitles, because they're just Australia and New Zealand, I believe. But Funimation was the North American, or at least the U.S. Funimation was the U.S. licensor of this show. So if Funimation says nobody is going to air this show, so even if Amazon wanted to keep showing it, they can't. So this is one of those, there may be more to this story, but right now, I actually don't fault Amazon Prime for doing this, because I don't think they had a choice. Yeah, Funimation is the one who holds the license in the US, and if they don't want Amazon Prime showing it in the US anymore, nothing Amazon can do about it. So they say right here that no, it was the agreements with the content provider, which was Funimation. And so, as pointed out by the Anime News Network, the most trusted name in fake anime news, the manga series is still available to purchase on the Amazon storefront, but the anime stream is currently unavailable, dubbed in English, and also unavailable subtitled. So typically, there's a domino effect when major distributors start pulling support for a product. Don't be surprised if other streaming services also pull the show as well. But that depends. If these other streaming services were relying on Funimation, they may not have a choice. Anime Lab recently boasted that they still have the show available on their service, but they only offer streams to those residing in Australia and New Zealand. That's also not to mention they're a subsidiary of Soyny along with Funimation, so it's possible that if this is Soyny's doing and they want the anime off of Anime Lab, they can very well make it happen. Given their PlayStation censorship policies, it's not far-fetched that we could see them making such a move. And this would have pissed me off if this happened a few years earlier, but now I just did a rant about how I wish the Japanese would skip Western localizers and middlemen completely, just subtitle and dub it over in Japan and make it available to us. I'd much prefer that. The West can't be trusted. Cut out the Western middlemen. Go directly to us customers. So I'm glad this is happening now. This is just going to cause fan subbers to come back. It's great. So for now, distribution platforms are taking every opportunity to remove interspecies reviewers, further proving that censorship is steadily increasing and will continue to increase as the regressive left usurps all forms of media you used to enjoy. That is true, but it's getting worse, even in Japan, because interspecies reviewers was also canceled on Tokyo MX. So that's one of the many stations that was airing it, and it wasn't even the uncensored one, so don't freak out too much yet. The raunchy anime interspecies reviewers, also known as Ishuzoku Reviewers, can't catch a break. After Funimation dropped it and Amazon Prime dropped it, now Tokyo MX has dropped it. The anime man Joey Bazinger spotted the news from the official Interspecies Reviewers Twitter account, which announced the cancellation on February 7th of current year. A prominent Japanese network that is broadcasting Ishuzoku Reviewers has canceled the series entirely from the television broadcast. How do you fuck up this badly? Well, you listen to outrage mobs, this is what's gonna happen. According to the Anime News Network, In-Species Reviewers is still available on KBS Kyoto, Sun TV, BS11, and ATX. ATX is the big one because they show it uncensored. And outside of Japan, you can still view streaming episodes on Anime Lab if you happen to be in New Zealand or Australia and have a VPN, but there's also Sailing the Seven Seas. The fansubbers are here. They got our backs. Yeah, I believe the one I watched was from Judas. It seemed okay. I mean, I'd say it may take an extra few hours for the fansubbers to work because, speed subbers are a thing, but if you want, okay, like much better fan subs, you're not going to be able to watch it within an hour of the Japanese broadcast anymore like you could with simulcasting, but you'll get a good one within the day it launches. You'll be fine. So from the sound of it, Amazon Prime won't be licensing the show from any other distributors after Funimation canceled the streaming license, and Tokyo MX appears to be in the same boat as Funimation. Well, you see, Amazon, I don't know if they can. As long as Funimation has the rights in the US, Amazon Prime can't do shit. They can't. Until Funimation gives up the rights to someone like Sentai, no one else can do anything. Now, as mentioned in the last article, once the train of censorship gets rolling, there's no stopping it. Expect more distributors to drop the license for airing the show, and expect more streaming services to pull out, making it available only via pirate streams and torrents. I'll get to that shortly. That's funny, though, is that the anime fans around the world are coming out in droves to show their support for interspecies reviewers, and it is now the number 1 ranked show on my anime list, at least as of the recording here. The auspices of fan support don't compensate for the lack of legal streaming options, though. Yes and no. The only way the original production committee are going to make bank on the show is via Blu-ray sales at this point, assuming outlets such as Amazon Prime don't cut short their abeyance and relicense the show from another distributor. Yes and no. Here's the part where we can actually make this show a smashing success. As I've mentioned before, except with original anime like Interspecies Reviewers that is based on source material, a lot of times these production committees actually go into it expecting the anime to be a loss. Because a lot of anime, again, the one exception being original anime, original anime are the product themselves. But anime based off of manga, like Interspecies Reviewers, is a very expensive commercial, basically. It's an advertisement for the source material, for whoever does the opening and ending songs, an advertisement for the merchandise. If you want to make Interspecies Reviewers a smashing success, and you don't want to buy the very expensive Blu-rays in Japan, as long as the source material sees a huge uptick in sales, as long as the merch is making bank, as long as the original songs are making bank, it'll be fine. The anime itself can lose money, but it will be back. The production committee will get the point if the anime served its purpose as a commercial. So notice who sits on these production committees, though. Yeah, you got obviously, a representative for the original creator. So in this case, it would be whoever publishes the manga, I believe. You got at least one music company, and it's their music that are used in the intro and the outro and all that. Maybe some insert songs, depending on the genre. You got toy manufacturers, figure manufacturers, merchandise people. All of these companies are on the production committee, and they agree to work together to make an expensive fucking commercial known as anime to sell all of their other products. Now, it's awesome when the anime makes a lot of money on its own, but they don't expect it to. So don't worry. Just because you can't legally stream it here in the West anymore, or at least in the US, and you can't give them money that way, you can still send the point by buying the merch, by buying the CDs, the music, by buying the manga. All of that is going to show them that the anime was worth it. If they look at their sales charts and they see that after launching the anime, the sales of all the source material and the merch and the music skyrocketed, and the amount of extra money they got from that is way more than the money they put into the anime, they very well may just continue making it, even at a loss, because it's serving its purpose as a commercial. You remember, these guys pay money to the TV stations, too, to show this stuff. It is a commercial. Here in the West, it's hard to see it that way because the anime itself is the product. But over in Japan, where it really matters, honestly, how much money it makes, it's a commercial for other stuff. So how hilarious would it be that despite being canceled everywhere, wouldn't it just be funny if interspecies reviewers ended up making them so much money that they decided, hey, you know what? Let's just ditch this antiquated TV model completely. Let's just maybe stream on Nico Nico or something and open it up to the West, subtitle it ourselves. And and all these guys are going to support us. They're going to buy our stuff again. We're going to make more anime like this. Now, we'll say, if you really, just buy the Blu-rays too. If you have the money, because Japanese Blu-rays are expensive. Although you do get a nice figure of that one fairy that measured their dicks when they went to the fairy brothel. If you buy the collector's edition Blu-ray, for that alone, it could be worth it. But if you have the money and you can afford it, and you really want to support the show, buy the merch, buy the music, the CDs, buy the manga, and buy the Blu-ray too. That'll be the best way to make the point. But if you can't support the show in any other way, if you don't have the money, the manga is releasing in the West. I think Yen Press has the license for it. Something like, but the point is, the manga is being released in the US. So if you just buy the manga in droves, they will get the point. Despite the fact that this anime was getting canceled everywhere, if all of the stuff that this commercial is trying to sell skyrockets, they won't be discouraged. They will find ways around the censorship, or better yet, they'll just make their own platform, get around it completely, give us what we want. As long as we keep financially supporting them, they'll keep giving us what they want. It's that simple. And that's all I got. That's all I got on that. That is all. So don't forget, guys. Don't forget, if you even if you can't legally give them money now. So I would suggest this: unsubscribe. If you had a subscription to Funimation streaming services, cancel that. And take the money that would have gone to Funimation and buy the Interspecies Reviewers manga. That will send the point very clearly to them. Okay. Or also you could go buy some Blade Devil merch, or go sign up to the mailing list. Yeah, you could do that as well. That is true. Alrighty, where was I here? Oh, and Albine Fox, thank you for the 5. Now, I'm a no one as an artist. I ignored the outrage mob that came after my waifu when I drew her, and I ended up profiting because of them. Fook them mobs. Yeah, they use them as free advertising, monetize them. use them to your fucking advantage. I mean, see, you got it, man. That's how you handle that. And Dark Painter, thank you for another 5. I still have hope that we can fight off the NPCs, but that hope is quickly fading. No, see, we may have to give up some of legacy industries and make our own. But yeah, we will win in the end. The free market always wins. And Gun the Legend, dude, thank you for another 20. I did watch that anime for the first. I legit liked it at some parts. I find it kind of funny. I'm watching it on AnimeTube Unleashed and wondering when a new episode is coming out. New episode is coming out tomorrow. Within a few hours, actually. AKK, thank you for the 2. The fan subbers never left. Yeah, I guess I should clarify. The fan subbers never left, but the fan subbing groups greatly diminished. There's way less of them. And it was to the point where some shows weren't even getting fan subbed, and others were weeks behind. But now, I mean, Interspecies Reviewers is big enough that multiple fan sub groups are releasing their fan subs the day it launches. Now that's what we need for every show. And Gun the Legend, thank you for another 10. The Western middlemen are probably a bunch of boomers and Gen Xers and don't understand the internet. Yeah, that's why they can't get it through their thick skulls that censorship doesn't sell. It's because they don't understand any of this shit. Well, either that or they just blatantly, what was it? They're drinking the Kool-Aid. Oh, hey, Toxic Man, baby, good point. If they give me a figure of that octopus girl, I'd buy it day one. Yeah, and see, the anime is still fairly new, so it'll be a little while before all the merchandise really starts going into full swing. But yeah, pre-order the expensive-ass statues when they start getting made. We're probably going to see some real good ones for Interspecies Reviewers here. I cannot fucking wait. All right. So I think I'm just going to do my rant, and then I'm going to be done. We may actually finish at a decent time for once. Awesome. So, Saipoth, thank you for the 2. Everyone talking about scummy canceling Ishuzoku, but not about how they are slut-shaming ism-phobes for killing a show with a diverse cast in which several characters cannot say definitively they are biologically male or female. Yeah, I mean, it's pretty transphobic of Funimation to say that Interspecies Reviewers doesn't live up to their standards. You finally have a show with I don't know, how would you say, a hermaphrodite main character who's both male and female? Yeah, you freaking ism-phobes. And thank you for another 2, Saipoth. Not to mention, Sumo canceled the show right after the episode of the main cast voluntarily underwent gender reassignment, priced, and had a consensual encounter with someone of their new gender identity and one hermaphrodite. Yeah, a bunch of ism-phobes, man. Yeah, we're gonna have to. Yeah, we should call them out. Yeah, Funimation are a bunch of fucking ism-phobes. I mean, shit, they do that to us at the drop of a hat. We're gonna have to do it to them too. It's only fair. It is only fucking fair. All right, so here we go. This is a topic I need to cover. So, hey, what's up, everyone? Raging Golden Eagle having way too much fun, as always. And I know it may be a little bit late because E3 of current year -1 was a long time ago, but as we're getting closer to the launch, I wanted to talk a little bit about Phantasy Star Online 2. I'm seeing a few people getting hyped for it because, it's finally coming to the West. How successful is it going to be? We've been waiting almost a decade for this game. I'm going to have to rain on everyone's parade here for a little bit because it's my belief that they made a very, very big mistake waiting as long as they did. Because, hear me out, it's been 8 years. The game is 8 years old right now. We've been begging Sega to bring the game over to the West for years, and they haven't. So at this point, almost a decade after the game came out, everybody who wanted to play the game has long since found ways of playing the Japanese version. It's not like there aren't English packs you could use. Anyone in the West who has wanted to play Phantasy Star Online 2, you're already playing it. Anyone who really cares, they're already there. And the same thing happened to a lesser degree with Blade and Soul, actually. Yeah, Blade and Soul came out, was it 3 or 4 years in the 3 or 4 years in the US after it came out in Korea, something like that. And kind of the same thing. Everybody who wanted to play Blade and Soul and was getting sick and tired of waiting for the Western release was already playing on a Japanese, Korean, Russian, whatever server. It depends on the game. This happens with a lot of these games. The West keeps begging, like, we want this here, please, release it, release it, release it. And after a few years, the fan subbers, effectively, they release an English patch for the game, for the interface, a client patch, so that you can play the game in English. So you just got to maybe use some VPN voodoo or play on a pirated Russian server or something. But there are ways we can play the game. And Phantasy Star Online 2, if you want to play that game, you can play on the official Japanese servers as a Westerner. You can do that. People already have been. And here is where it becomes a problem. This is why I don't think the game will do all that great in the West. Because all the people who really wanted to play the game already have been. They've already spent thousands of hours in some cases playing these games on the Japanese servers. They already farmed up all the rare items. They did all the awesome events. They built up reputations. They got 8 years under their belt on the game on the Japanese server already. So if you consider that, consider the people that jumped on early and have been playing for 8 years, or even let's just say people who jumped on 3 years ago. You've been playing this game for 3 years already on the Japanese server. Why would you leave everything you've built up there behind just to start over from scratch, from the very beginning on the official Western servers? Why would you do that? You're already playing with an English client patch anyway. Why do you care? Are you really going to give up your thousands of hours, your years of invested time to start over from nothing on an official server, playing the same game again from the beginning with less content even? Because let's talk about events. Let's talk about that. This is why I believe that this game will likely be quote-unquote censored in the West, because most of the really awesome cosmetic items you get in that game comes from crossover events that they do. And guess what we're probably not going to get in the West? I doubt that they're going to do with Phantasy Star Online 2 what Fate Grand Order did, and all the same events they did in Japan are going to come to the West in roughly the same time frame. A few things get mixed out of order because sometimes they fit a little bit better, but yeah, in general, they went through and made sure all the same events that they did in Japan also came to the Western version. Do you think they're going to do the same thing with the Western version of Phantasy Star Online 2? Do you really think that they're going to do all of those same events? 8 years worth of events, by the way. That's another reason that waiting so long crippled them. They're not going to be able to go through that. 8 years of backlogged events, even if they wanted to do it. We'd always be 8 years behind. We'd have all this new content that we can see in Japan. Like, oh, I can't wait 7 years from now when I'm going to get that item. It's not going to happen. Anyone who already wanted to play the game is playing it on the Japanese servers with all of the awesome events that are never going to come to the West. And this is just another very similar thing to how I pointed out how the West is censoring via DLC now. And this is not a conspiracy theory. It's been done before. Both Bandai Namco and Koei Tecmo have done this. They did this with the Berserk Band of the Hawk game, where they moved one of Casca's more risque outfits to a DLC or some limited collector's unlockable or whatever that just never made it to the West. And they could legitimately say that, oh, we can still advertise the game as uncensored because we didn't censor the main game. We just didn't bring over some of the DLC. That doesn't count as censorship. And they did it with One Piece World Seeker, where the US didn't get the Hot Springs DLC. Everywhere else, and even the Middle East got it. but the U.S. didn't. Because I guess it's too much for us. And since it was not technically part of the main game, it was some add-on, they could say, oh, the game is still uncensored. We just didn't release some of the DLC. So that's a similar move that I believe they're going to play with Phantasy Star Online 2. They're going to release the base core game uncensored exactly as it was in Japan. We're just never going to get the more awesome, steamy events over here, that's all. So yeah, I mean, what are you talking about? The game's completely uncensored. I mean, we just can't do some of the events, that's all. So that's my view on Phantasy Star Online 2. If you really want to play the game, just do what everyone else in the West has been doing for the past 8 years and play on the Japanese servers. And if you're already playing on the Japanese servers, you literally have no reason to stop playing there just to start over from scratch playing on the US servers now. As much as I was one of those people 6-ish years ago that was still calling for Sega to release the game in the West, but it's too late now. They've missed their window of opportunity. Everybody who really wants to play the game is already playing it, and they're not going to quit and start over. And normies are going to look at it and go, ew, wow, what's this 8-year-old like bullshit? This game looks like crap now. There's so many other better games out there. They may be free to play here in the West, but I don't see that bright of a future for this game, you know. I could be wrong, but we'll see. That's all I got to say, guys. Thanks for listening. So there's my views on that. Yeah, that's what we're going to see a lot more of this in the future. I can guarantee you. Yeah, and I think they know now that we're we're watching for censorship like fucking hawks. Yeah, we're always comparing the Japanese version to the Western version and checking for censorship now because we know we can't trust the Western localizers. So they're gonna do things like censorship via DLC, via not bringing some events over. They're gonna force, like what Soyny is doing. They're gonna force the Japanese developers to censor before they even reveal the game, so we won't even know it's been censored. Which is why it's also important to compare a developer's current games to their previous ones. And if you notice a steep drop off in fan service, it's been censored at the source in Japan. Guaranteed. So be mindful of that. And Don Creep, thank you for the 3. Got my new PC in today, so I've been a bit distracted this evening. Oh, you mean putting it together or playing it? So, and thanks for another 3, Damashep. There's probably no sports ball fans in your audience. Oh, there's definitely sports ball fans in my audience. And for what it's worth, I don't have anything against sports ball fans. I just rip on them sometimes because they don't realize how similar they are to like anime fans. I know if you're in my audience and you like sports ball, I'm not talking about you because you clearly like both anime and sports ball. That's fine. What I'm talking about is, once I can find it again, there we go. What I'm talking about is shit like this. This is what I'm talking about. So Super Bowl Sunday, the day when sports ball fans who call anime fans cringy get together and do stuff like this. How is this any more or less cringy than cosplaying at a convention? I mean, really. Yeah, you got super fucking nerdy fans of anything. I mean, this is why when in Japan, they call you an otaku when you're obsessed with anything. It's not just anime. Anything. You could be a train otaku. So, and these sports ball fans seem to think that they're, again, not you guys in my audience, but some of the more cliche ones seem to believe that, it's different. Like, we're better than you because our obsession is socially acceptable, but yours is viewed as weird. Yeah, so if I have any complaint with sports ball fans, it's really just that. I only have a problem with a very specific subset of sports ball fans who don't understand that they're just the same as us. They're not willing to admit it. That is like the only issue I have with sports ball. That's it. But anyway, if there is, XFL kicks off tomorrow. Hey, they're bringing the XFL back. That's true. Yeah, as much as the NFL fucked up, yeah, I mean, I hope the XFL, I hope they actually fucking succeed and overthrow the NFL. It's the screw you, we're making our own reaction to the NFL going woke. We need this happening to every company that goes woke, even in sports. I hope so. But the problem with sports ball, especially football here in the West, I mean American rugby for those of you outside of the U.S., yeah, the problem is that they're heavily subsidized by the government. Well, local or city governments. Yeah, because those stadiums, they don't get really paid for by the NFL. The fucking city pays for it. It's insane. I don't know. I don't think the XFL can get similar deals, though. Yeah, there is that. Alrighty, and I need to refresh this here too. Cool. Oh my god, I missed a lot of shekels there during my rants. The Howling Wolf, thank you for the 5. Ishuzoku was a little much for me. Sen Kaga is more to my liking, but I'm glad it's still out there for people who like it. Oh, it's going nowhere. It may have a few roadblocks, but it'll be around. And Vincent Veritas, hey, welcome back. Thank you for the 5. Yo, RGE, yo, lads, just showering shekels on RGE. Well, thank you, man. Don't hit me in the eye, though. That hurts. And Gun Legend, thank you. Another 5. Do you think the elves are hot? Because I legit think that, because I do agree with the guy. Yeah, because he's saying, yeah, that was the joke in the first episode, and actually it's carried on since then, that only humans find elf women attractive because like all of the elf women hookers are like 500 years old. But they still look attractive as fuck to the humans, so the humans don't mind. But all the other races have other ways of, seeing how, the other elves can see their mana. It's like, oh my god, their mana is so rotten. Ew, how could you have sex with that? Yeah, but then on the flip side, you got the elf getting with a freaking human granny, and he's all giddy about it. So, oh man, I love humans. They're all younger than 100. Yeah, that isn't, I mean, yes, I would totally get with an elf. That would be awesome. And San Francisco Giants fan Mike, thank you for the 10 again. Time traveling to beginning of stream, but here's some shekels for entertainment. Oh, thank you, man. Yeah, you could also just, you could catch the end live and rewatch the beginning. I mean, there's also that. I do that sometimes. And Blackberry Jim, thank you, another 5. Funimation is just using Soyny money to hoard licenses for popular and uplifting anime titles. They need to hurry and go broke since they're already woke. I agree. Yeah, but that's part of the theory is they're only doing it to just so other people can't have the license. They're just going to camp on it. So, yeah. And Gun Legend, another 20, man. Thank you. Wondering if the elf girls legit was help us guys in current year with being girlfriends or something. You know what? If the world of interspecies reviewers existed for real, and you got some 500-year-old elf granny who still looks like she's fucking 18 by human standards, but all the other races want nothing to do with her because that hag is 500 years old. I can guarantee you they'd be more than happy to hook up with the humans who like them, or especially at that age. Say if they lived to be 600 or so. I mean, if they're 550 and they still look the same as they did, as a human would at 18. I mean, fuck, that would be a good deal for both of them. Yeah. I mean, they get to, you get to die together. Yeah. Both of the humans get a hot wife, for life. She gets someone who doesn't, who doesn't just call her a hag and reject her. I mean, everybody would win in that case. I mean, if that world of interspecies reviewers existed, I mean, you'd probably see a lot of elf women, human male pairs. And Vincent Veritas, thank you. Another 5. Phantasy Star Online 2 is like the hot cheerleader that partied, got pregnant and fat, and then tries to date you. Yeah, that's right. Especially when you can play the superior version on the Japanese servers, too. And it's so easy. Yeah, Rojigan, good point. Would smack elf granny. Yeah, I'd tap that. Yeah, Ryan Jill, I'd tap that. Yeah, I would, too. That would be fucking awesome. Man. Yeah, I mean, fuck, if that world was real, the elf women would be popular as fuck. Among human men. That's for sure. Yeah, hot wife for life, yep. Yeah, post-wall elves, best elves. Exactly, because humans, to humans, they're never post-wall. They may be post-wall to every other race, but humans will always love them. And DeWalt, thank you for the 2. In most fantasy universes, elves top out at 1,200. Yeah, I don't know how it exists in this universe, though. I mean, I think it's in the high hundreds, though, but yeah. Oh, Lord of the Rings elves versus Elder Scrolls elves. I don't know. I think it depends on what mods you're running. Yeah, elf milf booty. Yep. I can guarantee you, man. Yeah, most of us would be like that, man. Us human guys would be all over them elf grannies. And not be able to get enough of that. See, there'll be a match made in heaven right there. I mean, both sides have nothing but benefits. There's no drawbacks. I can't possibly see how there'd be any problems there. I mean, maybe the human women would be getting butthurt because their men are preferring the elf grannies. I don't know, but I mean, no one listens to them anyway. They're just whining. Oh, and CJ, thank you for the 2. Oh, the number of Eskimo brothers. Oh, I guess if you're talking about, okay, I guess, you gotta think, I mean, if they live to be a couple hundred and they're dating humans after 200, yeah, I guess there would be a few. I mean, you'd have to put up with the fact that they've had a few exes, but I mean, it's current year. You can't expect you can't expect either men or women to be virgins in current year. It just doesn't happen. Alrighty. And okay, I believe that is it. Let me just check who's streaming right now, where we can send you. Oh, hey, what a coincidence. Doomcock is streaming right now. Absolutely perfect. So you know what? I'm going to post that link in the chat. Go do an RGE raid over on Doomcock. He's pretty cool. He's really tearing into episode 3 of Picard right now, which, yeah, that show, it's been plummeting as expected. Yeah, woke advertising combined with, it's called Star Trek, but it's all on Earth, and there's no trekking through the stars. Yeah, interesting times. Interesting times. So yeah, go over there. Go tell Doomcock I said hi. Go give him a nice raid. And in the meantime, I'm gonna go maybe shovel my driveway again because I was still snowing. But Hudson, thank you for the 2. Human whammons don't get mad, get good. yeah, that's right. You can't even compete with a 500-year-old granny. How sad are you, human whammons? Yeah, elf grannies all the way, all the freaking way. So once again, go over there, go give Doomcock a shout out, and yeah, thank you for hanging out with me, and I'll be back on Monday. So peace out, enjoy the rest of your weekend, have a good weekend. Oh, but first of all, thank you for the 2. Nobody knows Lord of the Rings elves are perverts. Oh, they're definitely on top then. But for real though, see y'all's later.